Hey there viewers, my name's Torinski and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday. Today we're of course jumping back into the usual routine, trying to get our 15 rune win under our belt here. Where we last left off, we'd done pretty well on Lucifer and we'd managed to get through all of the Pan lords, I guess, for lack of a better word, and gather up all the runes from that section of the game. So today we're hopefully going to keep this trajectory going here, keep the momentum tumbling, and maybe, just maybe, collect up all the hell runes. Tomb as well, of course. Probably try and fit in a ziggurat, and then try and get out of here in one piece. But who's to say what the dungeon has in store for us? So without further ado, let's just get ready to hop right into it, shall we? Hello, Lucifer, my old friend. Hey, boss level, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic weekend here. So we're gonna have to decide where we wish to go. I am definitely a little bit afraid of a lot of the hells here. Gehenna, I mean, we've seen that we kind of struggle against fire-themed enemies in the past. So much of our damage output relies on fire that it definitely leaves us in a bit of a tricky spot. Cocytus is probably one of our best bets. That's the cold hell. But unfortunately, it's also one of the scariest of the four. So even though we're pretty well suited for it, it's always a little bit scary there. Antaeus having the highest health in the game can be frightening. Hopefully a bit of Maxwell's capacitive coupling just takes care of that problem right off the bat for us and we don't have to worry too much about it. And then I never know how to feel about Dis and Tar, because Tartarus, of course, you have to constantly be worried about silence coming in, both from the sound specters that roam the levels as well as from Esh Kriegel. What's your name? Hold up. Ereshkigal. One of those, something like that at the very least. High evasion and a penchant for silencing all makes it a bit rough for a casting character here, and this is just one heck of a ride. Hell Sentinels, Iron Giants, what have you, all having a good time. Iron Golems as well. It's gonna be rough, folks. So, where do we wish to start off today? Originally I was leaning towards Cocytus, so maybe we will go that route. It will, of course, also take away our ability to drink potions, but that's not a big deal. We can just spend money to our heart's content to try and solve that problem. So maybe it's manageable. Let us take a peek here. So that's Tartarus, Gehenna. I think that's Cocytus there. We can always take a look. The freezing wastes of Cocytus. Okie dokes. So for anyone who hasn't done an extended run in quite a while here, there have of course been some major changes in the last two versions of the game. Major aspects being that the first 6 floors of the dungeons, or of the hells rather, are all relatively small, just one entrance going up, one exit going down. And instead of having effects happening over time, it happens whenever we head down a stairwell. So you know, you always had the backup plan of if things go wrong in the hells, you just go up the stairs and that brings you right up here to the vestibule, pretty safe and sound. The flip side of that now, of course, is that every time we go down an extra set of stairwell, we're gonna line up the various negative effects of hell, and we can't afford to lose too much health or too much of our stat line either. Any intelligence or strength that we lose is gonna put us in a bit of a precarious spot when it comes to our casting abilities here. So I think this is going to be a bit of a rough and tumble run here, but hey, we'll give it our best shot here. We'll give it a good old college try and hopefully make it through in one piece. So I guess without further ado, we can just jump in. What a place to warm up, Cocytus. But okie dokes. Hopefully us and our Spellforge servitor can get through this in one piece. Oh, one thing I should have done before heading in was double check my cold resistance. We at least have 2 pips. It'd be nice to get up to 3. Do I have the equipment on me to do that? Doesn't look like it. Whoopsie daisies. My bad. Another thing that I actually totally meant to do before jumping in, after a quick hello to Brain. Hey Brain, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. But another thing I meant to do before jumping down was a bit of a recap of a reconfiguring potentially of where our skill training is at the moment here, because we were just hounding down air magic, trying to get Maxwell's capacitive coupling online. 11%? Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that for a spell that we ideally just cast once and then wait out, and it does all the work for us. So with that in mind, where do we want to go next? We were thinking about statue form, maybe get some slightly better defensive capabilities under our belt. Firestorm is still on the menu here. We wanted to get that castable fairly early on, and it's just been a bit of a slog. I mean, if we take a look here, Conjuration's at 26, Fire at 25, and it's still not castable. Wearing even light armor and having an int score of only 24, not looking so great right now. But I think we will temporarily turn off air magic. For anyone who hates non-nice round whole numbers, I apologize, but we're in this for the survival here, so we could train just spellcasting, try and bring up all of our spell rates a little bit, spell power all around as well. Back into fighting for more health is always a nice idea, or Earth Magic's transmutations, try and get that statue form. Another option, armor is only at 6, and we have this learning manual, so I'll probably just throw that bad boy on. Hopefully that brings down all of our failure rates a decent amount as well. We can set that to 10, see how it goes, see how it feels. And, oh gosh, I guess it's time to actually make a decision here. I mean, it would have been nice to have Firestorm for the ice-themed hell. C'est la vie, it is what it is. And we had to start somewhere here. So maybe we will go with Earth Magic on for a bit here, try and bring down the casting failure rate on Lahudib's Crystal Sphere so that we can also do that instead of just leaving it to our Spellforge Servitor. And some transmutations as well. And we'll see. We'll take a look at that, see how it goes. Maybe it'll bring us to a decent spot in terms of statue form sooner rather than later. And let's take a look here, shall we? Shadow Dragon Simulacrum, lots of potential cold damage, and a Titan Simulacrum as well. Honestly, less scary than a normal Titan right now, since we're severely lacking in the electrical defenses here. But otherwise, we should be pretty much good to just get started. We can even shoot out a fireball here and just do a nice chunk of change on all of our new friends. That's perfect. I guess I didn't really pay attention. What did we get as a negative here? Something moves in the shadows at the edge of your vision. Pardon? Excuse me? And alarm trap. Fantastic. Well, we can wait here a little bit, have another Titan Simulacrum coming in. Don't want to waste too much of our magic here, especially with a bunch of frozen caustic shrikes, my favorite enemy in the game. Absolutely terrifying. These sons of guns are going to drop in real fast just with a deluge of attacks here. Actually, that's just a harpy. That's not that scary. Where is the caustic shrike? There we go. Ah, that's more like a 54 extra cold damage. That's about what we've come to expect. So we don't have to worry too much about the harpies. Let's focus down these sons of guns here. And the harpy simulacrums probably go down to like 1 ignition. Things are going nicely, especially, you know what, if you all line up in just such a way, I mean, how can I not have a bit of fun here? And hopefully our simulacrum or our Spellforge Servitor rather, can take care of the rest of our new friends as they come in by the dozen here. Quicksilver Dragon and a Storm Dragon, lots of potential damage coming in there. Dire Elephant, never a great time. And another Titan, not too shabby here. Well, at the very least, we can kind of tab through the first couple of encounters here, try and save our magic for as we continue onwards and upwards. Spellforge Servitor just doing a fantastic job, my friend. Beautiful work out there. And hopefully we can just rely on you to take care of most of our problems. We've at least cleared the entranceway here. We can go off exploring the rest of the floor. Fantastic. Not too shabby so far. I'm hoping that all my worrying was for nothing, though definitely don't want to make any assumptions one way or another. The big advantage we have here is constant fly effect from one of our rings, I believe. Yeah, that bad boy right there. There's a lot of deep water and shallow water here in Coctis, so if we can keep our speed up, maybe, just maybe, that will be enough to keep our life up as well. We'll have to see how it goes here. Let's head on down, shall we? Just too many alarm traps, my friends. As well as an elemental wellspring. Ooh, you have abjuration, which is a bit of a pain in the rear, so maybe I do want to at least block vision to you. Or not at all, that's cool too. We'll just kill you the old-fashioned way then, my friend. And a little bit of torment. Fantastic. Probably should have focused you down a little bit earlier in the encounter, my friend, as you just continually hit us. Holy moly, if we didn't have that torment resistance, we'd be in a nasty spot. I should say nastier spot. We're definitely not exactly swimming in it here. It's not ideal. Let's just blast out everything. Fortunately, the giant not on the alarm trap, so that's wonderful. And we'll just continue to let some of our new friends walk in here. Oops, let's not stab myself or accidentally cast Foxfire. That works too. Whoops. So you were just an Anaconda and a Spriggan Defender. Not the end of the world. Should be able to take care of you friends relatively straightforward. Ooh, the Spriggan Defender, very evasive of course, but nothing we can't handle. Fantastic. Okay, and we'll just continue to eke our way through here, letting Spellforge Servitor continue to be the MVP that we've seen this entire run so far. Let's try that again. There we go. Fantastic work, buddy. Keep it up. I believe in you. Just hiding behind in the background. You're doing great, kiddo. Keep it up. Brilliant work. And we'll continue to do so for the most part here. I do believe these Wendigo can, yeah, they have the Serac Pulse. They can explode all of our Simulacrum friends here, so we definitely need to be cognizant of that if any of these buddies get too close to us while the Wendigo's alive. Or even from that range, actually. Never mind, if they're inside of us, might be kind of boned. Oof, oof, oof. Well, let's just get rid of the Simulacrums as soon as we possibly can then. Beautiful. And we'll just continue getting to it. Sentinel's Mark, not ideal, but not the end of the world, especially if we just take a few steps back here, get ourselves to relative safety. Let's re-summon in our Spellforge Servitor, and let's let our new friends come get some, shall we? Beautiful work, my Simulacrum. Keep calling you my Simulacrum friend, just because that's what we're fighting right now. It's the name of the game, the theme of it. I'm so sorry, my Spellforge Servitor, of course. Never forget who you are, kiddo. And okie dokie, that seems like it's probably the end of the level. We've had some very interesting luck with the downstairs. For a lot of characters, the best strategy you have in any of the hells is to just dive. Don't worry about fighting people. Even with these relatively small floors, it can get real nasty real fast. We're not finding our stairwells to the end anyway, and it seems to be going okay for us, so that will allow us to pad our wallet at least a wee bit before we get to the nastiness here. So it probably works out in the long run. But here we go. This is where things get nasty. So at least we have enough enemies here to warrant a nice early ignition start. Probably take out all the shard strikes. Fantastic. Don't like how much lightning damage we're taking. That is a rough one for sure. Let's see, ignition, 4% chance of failure. I mean, it probably won't fail. I'm slightly concerned that we're going to beat the odds in the worst way possible here. Because one more ignition, killing the Titan, potentially even killing the Nargan, putting us in a pretty decent spot, would be nice. Safe bet, or the safest bet rather, is probably to Potion Petition here. I guess we could also just Fireball the Titan, cut our losses there, see if anything else is coming behind the Nargun here. The Nargun alone, probably not the biggest deal. Let's try that out, shall we? And an Etin Simulacrum. Definitely manageable here in the grand scheme of things, so that's fine. We have a huge amount of regeneration as well. Oh my gosh, that mutation is a lifesaver. And there we go, managed to stabilize. Oh, Juggernauts, my favorite enemies. Definitely always a pain in the butt, those sons of guns, but let's just keep on keeping on here. The Wellspring definitely in a nasty spot for us to deal with. Let's take a step down here just to get some extra steam damage on this son of a gun. And, oh, that's all the magic I have. At least the water elementals, probably not the biggest deal here, so I think we can just step in and finish off that bad boy. Okie dokie. Not the end of the world here for sure. Again, having fire magic as our main source of damage does make things a lot more reasonable than they otherwise might be. So we trigger an alarm trap. Let's definitely take some steps back towards our stairwell. Though it does seem like most of the shard trikes, at least, being taken care of in the interim. Fantastic. We'll wait out the mark. And hey, there we go. There's a stairwell that's not quite as out of reach. Again, the smart strategy, the usual strategy, is definitely to keep tunneling down. But I do kind of want the experience here. We are struggling to kind of bring our defenses up by the time we get to the other hells, and this is one of the few places where I feel comfortable fighting most of the monsters that we find just generally lying around. You can also see that the training of armor is actually doing all right for us here. Oh, armor and earth, I guess, are bringing this down 4% already here, so it's not bad, not horrible. I'll take whatever I can get, really. Let's double check. Is there anyone else? Doesn't seem to be the case, so we'll just have to keep on keeping on. What the heck are you kids doing here? Well, Painted Leviathan with an Iron Giant is a bad combo, because seeing Harpoon Shot into the Miasma is definitely not what we want to see here. And 150 health on those bad boys. That's quite a licking that they can take here. We could try for just some capacitive coupling action. I don't really want it to hit off on the Fire Giant because they're liable to go down relatively quickly. Another option is to just get some Orbs of Destruction flying off here. Specifically trying to take care of both the Iron Giant and the Miasma Clouds that are coming in from this other son of a gun. 180 health and decent damage on you, my friend. Oof, oof, oof. Let's take another peek at that, shall we? 85 damage with a 50% chance to hit us. So that's gonna start taking its toll pretty quickly here. Even if things go our way, which they're not likely to always do. Even if we leave now, we bring the Iron Giant up with us. I think I can take the Iron Giant alone with the Spellforge Servitor without too much trouble. It might not be perfect, but should be able to handle it. Is it worth dealing with some more negative effects of hell? Because this time around we don't have any experience remaining to get rid of, you know, transient mutations, degeneration to our stats, draining to our health. It's all kind of garbage, unfortunately. We do still have the ability to read scrolls here. So is that what we wish to do? Another thing I've been debating is if it's at all worth it to try and bribe our way through the Hell Branches. We don't have a lot of money at our disposal, but maybe some of the tougher ones, some of the ones we're more concerned about, could definitely warrant that kind of action. And so I guess we kind of should just come to a bit of a final decision here. Let's start by trying to take care of some of our new friends here, shall we? Oof, oof, oof. Immediately a lot of damage. Let's Potion Petition. Haste and Heal Wounds. It's a half-decent combination. So we immediately get hit for even more damage. Ooh, So Iron Shot at 3d32. Not good. Hit with 85, also not good. Harpoon Shot, I mean, the fact that it brings us towards you and kind of ruins mobility, not great, but I definitely would want that to be what you hit us with here. I guess we are hasted, so we could try and take advantage of that temporarily here, though the flip side is that would involve stepping off of our safety net here, off of our stairwell, and that's terrifying in its own right. Wish the Stone Giant wasn't here to fling rocks at us, because that's not ideal by any stretch. I think I will take some steps off here, though. Let's step behind. A crystal spear hitting that giant is huge, and heal wounds, curing, and magic. Good enough for me, dog. And let's see, can I sneak in Orb of Destruction here? Seems to be the case. And we'll just keep on keeping on in that vein. Oh boy. So, I had to spend a decent amount of cash there, unfortunately. Not ideal. But, hopefully, it's not the end of the world here, and we have enough of an advantage to keep on keeping on in Cocytus, and at least do our best. Let's try and send in some Orbs of Destruction. Do a little bit of help to our Spellforge servitor instead of leaving them to do all of the work every single encounter. Seems nice. Though, don't get me wrong, we'll still be leaning heavily on your services, my friend. You are, after all, just far too competent for us to ignore. Okie dokie. Titan, once again, slightly terrifying. So let's just try to take them down as quickly as possible before we get too much lightning damage coming our way. Oh, Mark. Oh, Mark-tifer. Well, that's not ideal, and I've spent a lot of magic just in the beginning of this encounter. In fact, actually a bit too much. My bad, my bad. We don't even have enough for bringing back in our Spellforge servitor here, so that is less than ideal. Shouldn't take too long to get there, though. In fact, if I just wait a couple turns. Ah. A Titan. Now, do I leave? The question becomes here, will we cause this stairwell to become too much of a nightmare in the future? Because that's always a consideration we have to take into account here. I mean, it's not that much worse than the Iron Giant in general. Once again, that harpoon shot can put us into a pretty nasty situation. We have a 5% chance to fail Spellforge Servitor, so we could try to bring you in, and that can inform our decision moving forward. Okay, you're still alive. Most of you have too much willpower. You three could be affected by fear, I guess, and we have a lot of fear scrolls, so let's actually start there. We got one, folks. You know what, let's do it again. Oh, and a Juggernaut as well. Oh, what fun. Juggernaut next to an Iron Giant? Didn't know it was my birthday. Wow. Fortunately, Ludib's Crystal Sphere makes relatively short work of just about anything in the game, even the scariest of enemies here, so we can potentially reliably deal with you. The Titan goes down to like 1 Crystal Sphere and 1 Irradiate. Though, of course, I don't exactly have the magic points to do so right now, but you get the point. I find myself very, very unsure of my actions to begin with here. Let's bring a bunch of butterflies in. Oh, 2 Juggernauts. Again, to what do I owe the pleasure, my friends? Well, Titan should go down relatively quickly. Juggernauts, what is your willpower? 3 pips is too much, my friends. Far too much. The butterflies did at least prevent the Iron Giants from going too ham on us. No resistances there. Iron Giants, I think, have a resistance to fire. They do, but we could still go for a couple of ignitions. Never mind, I forgot where we were at in life. We cannot go for any ignitions. We could teleport. Still have the mark active, but probably not for too much longer here. The slight risk of completely and totally regretting our actions there, I think I will read a teleport. And hopefully that sends us off sooner rather than later. Oh my gosh. And, ooh, do I bother sticking around? We're not too far away from these buddies. Well, we could just skip this floor. I do wish the mark had worn off. That's my one big issue, my big regret with that strategy. don't exactly want to go into the next floor marked. At the very least, the alarm trap won't have triggered, so it's not the noise that will wake everyone up, but I'm not sure how many monsters are asleep in hell either. I feel like that might be something that we're not coming across very often here, so maybe everyone that is at all in the radius of the mark will come our way regardless. That's something that a more knowledgeable crawl player might have the specific details on. But let's wait a turn. Sentinel's mark fades. I'm out. Another alarm trap right there. Can I step out of vision of it? Does that do it? I don't think quite. This, I believe I can still see it. This would take 2 steps. Which is terrifying in its own right. Let's take 1. And that does get us out of sight range. Oops, I didn't mean to attack. I meant to check out what you do here. My bad. Well, I think we will have to potion petition, looking for magic. There we go. Beautiful. And with that, we should be able to run some ignition, get a lot of steam in the air here, try and take out as many of our new friends as we possibly can in one fell swoop. Fantastic. You know what, let's just stay out of range of that alarm trap, shall we? Let's not consistently make the same mistake over and over again. And this is the type of the speed we can deal with here. Don't know what happened with our Nagan friend. Hello? Oh, they can't fly, probably. Severe oversight in your evolution here, my friend. Do you know where you live? Not exactly the most ideal of circumstances for you, but I'm more than happy to take advantage of that, my friend. Similarly, let's just let our new Frost Giant come to us. Beautiful, our newest buddy. And not too shabby here. We can probably finish off this level. It's not one that's strange and has all sorts of enemies from other regions. The Fire Giants, the Iron Giants. Not who you usually expect here in Coctis, but okie dokie. Still have a decent amount of drain on us, so we're missing a nice chunk of health, unfortunately. We're in Coctis 5, so it's just 2 levels to go here. But we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Let's check it out, shall we? Bring in the Spellforge Servitor. Nobody's really grouped nicely, unfortunately. Got another Harpy, another Caustic Shrike. Caustic Shrike will probably wait for some of these fast buddies to come to us, I would think. Okay, you're just a Harpy, so that's not too bad. You're still a potential issue point. We can do 1 ignition early on here. Let's just try and get as many steam clouds up as we can while dealing a nice amount of initial damage on the approach. Take me back to the stairs, and now people are just asking for it. There we go. That is a thing of beauty. Fantastic. I was trying to step through the fog to get us slightly more cover from the Ice Fiends as they approach, because that definitely has the potential to go nasty pretty dang quickly here. Let's go 1 more ignition. And not too shabby, all things considered. Ooh, Abjuration from our Wellspring friend there. Not ideal, especially, don't know if it's worth it for me to spend some magic here to immediately bring our Spellforge Servitor back. They might just be abjured immediately, in which case I look like a complete and total fool. More so than usual, that is. 1 away in terms of magic from another ignition. And there goes our Spellforge Servitor, you son of a gun. Let's let everyone group up a bit here, shall we? Not too much though, there we go. Do some damage, get some nice fog clouds around us here, steam. Hope your favorite Alberta boys having a good evening. I am NetDancer, I am. I hope you're having a great evening as well, a fantastic weekend in general. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I saw you, but nice to have you. But okie dokie. I guess we just kind of hold out hope here, let everyone come on in. Yeah, it has been a while. I thought so. Yeah, I hope you've been well in general then. Not just this weekend. Let's shoot for the moon. but hope things have been well for you. I will bring out Box of Beasts. Let's go with the Horn as well. Let's just try and get some bodies out here, shall we, folks? And if all of you kiddos could just run rampant, get a bit of a rampage going, that would be brilliant. Oh my gosh, these hell beasts actually kind of sick. I forget, is there a downside? There used to be a downside for sure. With higher vacations, a call a greater number with lower chances of them being hostile. Right, that's it. Chance of them being hostile. But we didn't hit those odds, so who cares? If it can't hurt me, it doesn't exist. Let's wait out getting a little bit of extra magic here. We can bring back our Spellforge Servitor. There we go. Beautiful. Ice Fiend's not immune to poison, huh? Just resistant. So our Sting Beast manages to get some work there. Yeah, you bought an Ontario house, so things have been good enough. It all broke again. I feel that for sure, but congrats on the house. That's always fantastic to get a good place of your own here. And okie dokie, there we go. Let's finish off Cocktus 6, shall we? Holy moly.